brand new area with potentially more than one roller coaster is opening in 2026 at a theme park here in the UK, and it's still not fully known what it will be. All we know is the theme and that there is a roller coaster. Nothing else. And this new land is coming to a theme park that is currently excelling in every aspect, Paultons Park in Hampshire. So today I thought it'd be cool, before there is an announcement in a month's time, to speculate and talk all about the brand new land and any potential roller coasters and rides within it, with even a sneak peek at the construction site that actually gives us a little bit of what the layout of the area could be and some of one of the coasters layouts. And with all that in mind, I'm still sticking with that coaster type that I said about, but it's very exciting, so be sure to watch till the end to see the full speculation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There is so much content to come, speculation wise and even news wise and everything else, so yeah, it'd be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe. But Paultons Park then, what are they planning? Obviously we don't know fully what they're planning, because thank the Lord they don't actually have to do planning permission and everything, so we don't actually find out what it is until they announce it. A new theme park ride that doesn't get leaked beforehand? What? But they gave us a teaser last year, basically saying that they were going to build a brand new Viking themed area in 2026. And with the teaser that they showed to do with it, it looked very much like we were going to get a wooden structured steel track that goes upside down. Was it going to be an RMC? That was a funny thing to say at the time and still would be quite cool, but I don't think that's happening. Although Paultons, please prove me wrong. After that teaser, speculation then began of where that area would be. And the main place that seemed likely was the massive field sections near Cobra, Magma, and sort of between that and the weird little kiddie rides and tiny log flume. And that was correct, because the next season came along and there were fences up with some Viking branding on it. And that's sort of where the story leaves us. We've got an announcement coming next month in May, as confirmed by the marketing and technology director at the park, and there's so much construction going on in that site, so let's have a look. So visually, let's look at what we have so far. This red outlined area you see on your screen right now, I think this is where the main portion of the Viking themed area is, where that go-kart track might not end up being the Viking themed area. That might be saved for future use, I don't know. I just think Vikings are going to take over the land. That's more pirates, isn't it? But interesting, you'll see that this sort of loops and makes a U shape around Cobra, Magma, and Edge, which makes me think that this area will also include those rides. And we pretty much know that's the case because of something that's been constructed. I'll get onto that. Within this red outline, a pathway recently opened that was tarmacked over, so it's properly set to stay, curving round up towards where Magma and Cobra are, and that is your only way to get to them. So as you can see, we've added that to our little map as well. A building has started being constructed on the further side towards the back of where Cobra is, right by that final brake run, which again confirms that that U-shape could definitely be what we're seeing here. And probably the most interesting part of what's been spotted on site is, shout out to Paultons Hoop for this image, the fact there are footers in the ground and what looks to be a concrete footer for a station building, although strangely, they weren't the only footers spotted. Would you believe it? A roller coaster has more than 5 footers on it. But as you can see, once again, on these photos, there are some footers being constructed in amongst the helix at the start of Cobra. Probably should have explained if you didn't know, but footers are what the supports for the roller coasters go in to sort of keep them in the ground, and the support is then what the track goes on. That one's pretty self-explanatory. So that means we're going to see a curve round to some sort of station building and a little section of support work and track work going straight through where Cobra is, which not only pretty much confirms that Cobra is going to be rethemed, because who the hell wants a heavily themed Viking coaster going straight through a randomly themed garden bush Cobra, but also confirms this has to be quite a small roller coaster, but still thrilling enough, because there's no way they're fitting an RMC Giga Coaster in between that. So you can see the orange dots on my map, and also that station with the little curve out of it. It's interesting because I have no idea on any sort of layout that can combine them two right now. Is the part we thought was a station also the base of a lift hill that will go up through Cobra, or is this towards the end of the ride? I've got no clue. But this is the enjoyable and fun speculative part, where I'm going to discuss what type of ride this could be. Now obviously the entire area as a whole I think will have multiple coasters purely because Cobra is there, and maybe they'll get a smaller kiddie coaster alongside whatever this main one is, because even more proof of that happening, if I haven't given you enough already, is the fact that those rides will be closed from September 2025 till April 2026. The park still stays open past September and opens way before April, so clearly there's a lot of work going on to them. So there's going to be a Gerstlauer bobsled coaster in that area, an SPF Visa drop tower, potentially a Zamperla Disco, which if that is the case and it gets rethemed to Vikings, weird, because if I had £1 for every time a Viking themed Zamperla Disco opened in this country, I'd have 2. And that's just weird, but you've already got 2 or 3 solid attractions in the area. Forgetting about this brand new roller coaster, you also will probably have a few smaller flat rides. As much as it would be copying Drayton Manor, a Zamperla Nebulas would be so cool in that place. Maybe even like a water ride, like a splash battle, we could see something like that. Or a bigger thrill ride like Cyclonator is over in Tornado Springs, but we could have something bigger or a slightly smaller ride over in the Viking area. But all that is a whole heap of unknowns because we literally know nothing about what else is coming. We just know a roller coaster is on its way. So this is the fun part. What could that roller coaster type be? Now obviously with that teaser we got a while back, there was a steel track and it was rotating upside down, which means we're going to get an inversion, I reckon. For once, I don't feel I'm looking way too deep into something because it's literally right there in front of us. The fact it goes upside down is obviously a little bit of a hint towards what we could get, because there are some coaster types that tend to not go upside down and tend to stray away from that. But I think there are 2 different coaster types that this could easily be. The first of which I believe is some sort of Intamin multi-dimension coaster or something a bit like Gold Rush. Intamin did recently release a family launch coaster that had inversions on it, and with how the footers are positioned, that is very similar to how Gold Rush did start at Drayton Manor, even if it's just concrete, so maybe I'm reading too much into it there. But that, plus how it's going to tightly wrap into Cobra, I feel like a multi-dimension Intamin coaster would be easy to do that with. And it would suit the park's demographic because it would be something a bit more thrilling than Cobra, but not as thrilling as, say, Cyclonator. But that's not my pick for what this could be, because other than RMC, which would be amazing to see, but you just know it's not going to happen, you're going to laugh at this because you'll think, what on earth are you on about? I think a Max Striker could genuinely happen here at Paultons Park. Why did I say here at Paultons Park? I'm not there. Obviously, I am not talking something like Voltron Nevera powered by Rimac over at Europa Park, because that is way too intense for Paultons Park. But a ride recently opened over in Fantasiana in Austria called Helios, and this thing is a Max Striker, and it looks like so much fun. The lift hill is not very tall at all. It's got a cool twisted drop with like an outer bank, some air time, and then it's got this really slow roll, an inversion tightly packed through the station building, which again, that shows that it could tightly pack through the Cobra supports. Loads of really cool outer banks and elements like that, and it's not a very long ride, but it packs a punch for how small it is. And it goes upside down and is thrilling and would be insanely comfortable, alongside the fact it is a Mac product. Perfect. Paultons Park have worked with Mac a lot recently. They literally did their Ghostly Manor ride that they're opening this year, and they did Storm Chaser as well. They have a good relationship with Mac, so it would not surprise me if they're also getting a Striker, even if it was a clone of Helios. I do not care. The capacity is pretty low, but Paultons Park don't need a high capacity ride, and I think it would really set a standard for Paultons Park to now start doing these more thrilling coasters. And yeah, genuinely, jokes aside, as much as I sit there in videos and go, oh, Paultons, please get that Max Striker, I genuinely do mean it, because I think it would be perfect for that park. What do you guys think will come to Paultons Park? Do you think it'll be a Max Striker? Do you think it'll be something else? Or do you think we're getting the UK's first Giga Coaster? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and 1,000 likes, and I will recreate this coaster in Planet Coaster when we finally get some more information about it. Stay tuned on this channel because I will cover that announcement and do that if we reach that goal. Bye bye.